What if the key to steadying your blood sugar, to finally getting off that exhausting roller coaster of spikes and crashes, wasn't about deprivation? What if it wasn't about another restrictive diet, but about a simple golden liquid you've likely had in your pantry for years? For so many of us, managing our health, especially as we get older, can feel like a full-time job. You receive a diagnosis like insulin resistance, and suddenly the foods you've loved your whole life, a comforting bowl of oatmeal, a Sunday pot roast with potatoes, even a simple burrito, start to feel like the enemy. You find yourself in a constant state of worry, calculating every bite, and dreading the energy crash or restless night that might follow. It can be exhausting, and it can steal the joy from eating. But what if I told you there's a way to reclaim that joy? A way to work with your body, not against it, using a simple, strategic tool that costs just a few dollars a month. Today, we're going to build your personal playbook for using this tool. We're not just talking about a kitchen staple. We're talking about a profound shift in how you can approach your health, one meal at a time. The knowledge of how and why this works is what I want to share with you today. So many of us have been told the only answer to blood sugar issues is to cut out everything we enjoy. That burrito, that piece of toast, that comforting baked potato with dinner. They all become things to avoid. But what if that's not the whole story? What if you could strategically buffer the impact of those foods? What if the timing of this simple golden liquid could be the difference between a restless night and a restorative sleep? Or the difference between a mid-afternoon crash and steady, reliable energy all day long? That's what we're going to explore right now. We're going to build your playbook piece by piece. We will begin with our foundational habit, the simple starting point for everyone. From there, we will uncover the second meal secret, a fascinating way to make your breakfast work for you all the way through lunch. Then we will master the overnight reset strategy, a powerful technique to improve your sleep and set you up for success the very next day. And most importantly, you absolutely must stay with me until the very end, because our final insight is the game-changing exception, the one time you should never use apple cider vinegar. Honestly, knowing when not to use this tool is just as crucial as knowing when to use it, and it's a mistake that can completely undo your hard work. You don't want to miss that. If you're ready to take back control, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our community of health-focused seniors. We're all on this journey together. And just a quick important reminder, all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise, or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. All right, are you ready? Let's begin. Our foundational habit, the traffic controller for your meals. So where do we start? Let's say you're looking at that burrito we talked about. It's filled with good things, protein, fiber from the beans, healthy fats, maybe even a whole wheat tortilla. But if you're insulin resistant, all your brain can focus on is the carbohydrate load and the impending glucose spike. This creates a frustrating dilemma where you are caught between wanting to enjoy your food and fearing the consequences. This is where our foundational habit comes in. It's the simplest, most universal application of apple cider vinegar, and it's remarkably effective. The practice is straightforward, consuming about a tablespoon or around 20 grams of apple cider vinegar diluted in a few ounces of water just before you eat a carbohydrate-rich meal. Now, why does this work? It's not magic, it's physiology. The primary reason is a fascinating process called delayed gastric emptying. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your digestive system is a busy city, and the carbohydrates from your meal are thousands of cars all trying to enter the city at once during rush hour. When you eat that burrito, all those cars rush towards the city entrance, your small intestine, at the same time. For someone with insulin resistance, the city's traffic management system, your pancreas and insulin, is already overworked and understaffed. The result is a massive traffic jam. Cars get stuck on the highways, creating chaos and congestion. In your body, this is a huge rapid spike in blood glucose. But when you have that apple cider vinegar before the meal, you're essentially installing a highly efficient traffic controller at the entrance to the city. The acetic acid in the vinegar acts like a signal that tells your stomach, hey, let's slow this down. Let's release these carbs one at a time in an orderly fashion. Therefore, instead of a flood, you get a gentle, steady stream of carbohydrates entering your bloodstream. This gives your body's traffic management system a fighting chance to keep up. It can process each car as it comes, directing it where it needs to go without being overwhelmed. The result isn't an elimination of the glucose rise, but a significant blunting of that sharp, damaging spike. It becomes a gentle, manageable hill instead of a terrifying mountain. And this isn't just theory. A cornerstone study published in the respected journal Diabetes Care looked at this exact scenario. They took individuals with insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes and gave them 20 grams of apple cider vinegar with a higher carb meal. The results were stunning. The insulin-resistant subjects saw a 34% improvement in their insulin sensitivity. That's an immediate, measurable effect from a single dose. Even the type 2 diabetic subjects, for whom it's often much harder to see such changes, had a 19% improvement. This foundational habit is your first line of defense, turning a potentially chaotic meal into a manageable metabolic event. The second meal secret, making your breakfast work harder. Alright, so we've established our baseline. Using ACV before a carb-heavy meal is a powerful tool. But what if we could be even more strategic? What if we could use our breakfast to influence how our body handles lunch hours later? This brings us to what I call the second meal secret. Many of us have experienced this. You have a seemingly healthy breakfast like oatmeal or toast, and by 10:30 a.m. you're not only hungry again, but you feel shaky and foggy. Then, when you eat lunch, it feels like your blood sugar goes on an even wilder ride. This phenomenon is real, and it's because the metabolic state you create with your first meal sets the tone for the rest of the day. So how do we use this to our advantage? By applying the same principle of our foundational habit, but specifically to your breakfast meal. Let's say you enjoy having a bowl of oatmeal in the morning. By having your diluted apple cider vinegar right before that oatmeal, you're not just managing the glucose from that one meal. You are creating a state of metabolic stability that carries over for hours. Let's use another analogy here. Think of your body's metabolism for the day as a musical instrument, maybe a cello. If you start your day with a high-carb breakfast alone, it's like plucking the strings harshly and abruptly. The instrument makes a loud, jarring noise and is left vibrating erratically for a long time. That's the glucose spike and the hormonal chaos that follows, which leaves you unstable and prone to another crash later. However, when you take apple cider vinegar with that same breakfast, it's like using a tuning fork before you play. You are setting a clear, stable, harmonious note from the very beginning. The acetic acid helps to moderate the glucose response to your oatmeal, preventing that jarring initial pluck. As a result, your metabolic instrument remains in tune. Your blood sugar levels are more stable, your insulin response is more measured, and that sense of calm balance persists. Therefore, when lunchtime arrives, your body isn't in a state of emergency. It's not desperately trying to recover from the morning's metabolic chaos. It's calm, balanced, and ready to process your next meal efficiently. You'll find you respond much better to your lunch, even without taking more apple cider vinegar. You've effectively smoothed out the energy curve for the entire day. This second meal secret transforms your breakfast from a potential metabolic liability into your greatest strategic asset for all-day energy and stability. It's a perfect example of how a small change in the morning can pay dividends for the entire day ahead. The overnight reset strategy, winning the next day before you sleep. We've talked about managing meals during the day, but what about the most critical period of recovery and repair we have? The night. For so many mature adults, a good night's sleep is elusive, and often blood sugar instability is the hidden culprit. This leads us to our third, and perhaps most profound technique, the overnight reset strategy. Think about this scenario, which I know will be familiar to many. You have a lovely dinner, maybe with a side of rice or a baked potato. You go to lie down for bed an hour or two later, and that's when it starts. That restless, warm feeling. You just can't get comfortable. You're not in pain, but you feel agitated. That's often the feeling of elevated glucose circulating in your bloodstream, with nowhere to go. When you're awake and moving, your muscles are constantly sipping up that glucose for energy. But when you're lying still, that glucose is just there. The old saying is, idle hands are the devil's workshop, and idle glucose can be just as mischievous, contributing to inflammation and disrupting delicate hormonal balances while you're trying to sleep. This is where having your apple cider vinegar with your dinner meal becomes a game changer. We're not just talking about improving insulin sensitivity in the moment, we're talking about fundamentally changing your overnight biology. Let's think of it this way. Imagine your body after dinner is like a large office building at the end of a very busy day. If you had a high-carb meal, it's like every light in the building has been left on, computers are all running, and there's leftover clutter in all the conference rooms. It's impossible for the building to go into its deep, restorative night mode for cleaning and repairs. That's your body with high circulating glucose. It can't get into deep, restorative REM and deep sleep cycles because it's still on high alert, trying to manage all this excess energy. Now, introducing apple cider vinegar with that dinner is like dispatching a highly efficient and quiet nighttime janitorial crew. The ACV does three critical things. First, as we know, it slows the release of glucose into the bloodstream, our traffic controller. Second, newer research suggests it has effects similar to the drug metformin, actively helping to shuttle that glucose out of the bloodstream and into storage lockers, like your muscle glycogen stores. And third, it helps reduce the amount of glucose being released by your own liver overnight. Therefore, this janitorial crew goes to work. It dims the lights, escorts the wandering glucose into the proper storage rooms, and quiets down the whole system. This allows your body to finally shut down the noise and get to its real work, repairing tissue, consolidating memories, and regulating hormones like cortisol. You'll find you fall asleep more easily, stay asleep longer, and you won't have your sleep quality sabotaged by a glucose roller coaster you're not even aware of. The best part? You wake up the next morning feeling genuinely refreshed, and because your blood sugar is stable, you're not ravenous. You've literally set yourself up for a successful next day while you were sleeping. This strategy isn't just about dinner, it's about winning the battle for tomorrow tonight. The game-changing exception. The number one time to avoid apple cider vinegar. We have spent this entire time building a powerful case for this incredible golden liquid. We've learned how to use it to manage meals, stabilize our energy all day, and even improve our sleep. It would be very easy to think that if some is good, more is always better. But this is the most critical moment of our conversation. This is the great reveal. Because there is one specific time when using apple cider vinegar is not only unhelpful, but can actually work against your health goals. Understanding this is what separates a novice from a true strategist. This is the game-changing exception. Do not take apple cider vinegar after a workout. I know it sounds counterintuitive. You just worked your muscles, you're about to have a recovery meal, maybe with some healthy carbs to replenish your energy stores. Wouldn't you want ACV to help manage that? The answer is a resounding no. Here's why. Throughout this video, we have praised apple cider vinegar for its primary superpower, delaying gastric emptying. It's the traffic controller, slowing everything down, and 95% of the time that is exactly what we want. However, the post-workout window is the 5% of the time when we want the exact opposite. We need speed. For our final analogy, imagine your muscles after a good workout. A long walk, some strength training, a session in the garden are like a house that has just had a small, controlled fire. The fire is out, but now the walls are damaged and the house needs immediate repair. Your post-workout meal, containing protein and carbohydrates, is the team of emergency first responders, the paramedics, the firefighters, the repair crew, all racing to the scene to fix the damage and rebuild. Their goal is to get there as fast as humanly possible, to kickstart the recovery process and replenish the muscle's depleted energy stores, known as glycogen. Now, what happens if you take apple cider vinegar in this scenario? You are, in effect, setting up roadblocks, detours, and traffic jams on every single highway leading to that house. By delaying gastric emptying, you are preventing those crucial nutrients, the emergency crew, from getting to your muscles quickly. You are telling the first responders to take the slow, scenic route. Therefore, you're blunting your body's ability to recover efficiently. You're slowing down muscle repair, delaying the replenishment of energy, and ultimately you're not getting the full benefit from the hard work you just put in. The post-workout window is the one time you want those carbohydrates to absorb fast. You want that insulin spike, because in this specific context, insulin acts as a key, rapidly unlocking the door to your muscle cells to let all that healing glucose and protein rush in. This is the pinnacle of strategic health. It's not just about knowing what to do, it's about understanding the context and knowing what not to do. Avoiding apple cider vinegar after your workout ensures your body gets exactly what it needs, right when it needs it most. And that is the secret that ties all of this knowledge together. And there you have it, the game-changing exception. It may seem like a small detail, but understanding this critical timing is what elevates your approach from just trying something to truly understanding and mastering it. It's why we saved this vital truth for last. Today we've covered a complete playbook. We started with our foundational habit of using ACV before any meal to act as our traffic controller. We built on that with the second meal secret, using our breakfast to tune our metabolism for the entire day. We then learned the overnight reset strategy, a powerful way to use our dinner to guarantee better sleep and a better tomorrow. And finally, we unveiled the game-changing exception, ensuring we never accidentally sabotage our post-workout recovery. Each of these insights is a powerful tool on its own, but together they form a comprehensive strategy for taking back control of your metabolic health. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these strategies, perhaps it was the simple foundational habit, or the eye-opening second meal secret, or even our ultimate game-changing exception, resonated with you the most? Which one are you thinking of trying first? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your journey and your insights inspire this entire community. If you found this journey through these health discoveries valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps others find our community. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic community of healthy seniors. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving. I'll see you in the next video.